It is 101. Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. The first padded practice of Training Camp 2023 took place today with the Titans at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park. Head coach Mike Vrabel speaking on the focus on the quarterbacks, including former second-round pick rookie Will Levis, knowing when to layer the football and when to let it rip.
I mean, when he needs to throw it, a little harder, we want him to throw a little harder. When he needs to layer the football, then we want him to layer it and not just layer it for the sake of layering it. There was a ball yesterday where he should have ripped, and he layered, and Trayshawn made a hell of a catch. But, I don't think I think you kind of have to know when you need to put it on there with some heat and when you need to take a little bit off.
Dramatic week at Colts training camp in Indianapolis. Running back Jonathan Taylor has reportedly requested a trade. The team is now reportedly considering placing Taylor on the non-football injury list, reportedly due to a failed physical. And to make matters worse, running back Zach Moss with a broken arm will be out for at least 6 weeks. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Let's go, Blaine and Mickey, 104.5 The Zone. It is already Monday. Hope everybody's ready. Titans were ready for Monday today. They went out in all pads, first day in pads for this team in this training camp. And Blaine Bishop is here, Mickey Ryan is here, Action Jackson rocking the wheels of steel in there today. It was interesting, Blaine, talking to you guys who, practiced a few thousand times as an NFL player. You liked what you saw today. It was competitive. Both sides had moments. They did. We can get into all that. Mm-hmm. But there was a little bit of a slap fight between Mason Kinsey and Monty Rice at one point.
I saw that.
Like
I was
two
sitting
cats,
right in the end zone. So
two
I saw
cats batting at each other.
Oh, I think Mason's going to reconsider what he did. He needs to reconsider. You never pick a fight with somebody that weighs 40 more pounds than you.
Nope.
Just leave it alone. He got a clean shot on Rice running to the ball. They were in the red zone. And Monty Rice didn't like because he didn't see him. Mm-hmm. Naturally, it was like a fly. It was like, what? And then he's like, hey, man, you better watch out. And Kinsey didn't back down one iota. What? I'll do it again. You get in my way, I'm blocking you. I better protect myself before I let you run me over. And so Monty Rice didn't take too kindly to that. And then he hints to push him. Yeah, and then, then Kinsey start, that was a lot of force, and I'm wasting a lot of energy. So I just talk from afar and just keep walking. That's a smart move. I was not getting in no discussions, especially with nobody who was 34, 40 more pounds than me. You're wasting energy and effort, and it would just take so much. All it takes is one time that you do that, like everybody starts getting a little scrum, and you're trying to break something up, man. It is exhausting.
Yeah.
So I was just so glad that didn't even get to that kind of level. It was just a pushing, talking, and go back to the huddle. But it could have got there because Monty Rice was pissed. Yeah. I was standing in the back of the end zone close.
Okay.
And he was like, "What you tried to block me on the run to the ball?" Yeah, so I liked it on both sides, though. Both sides. They
Spirited.
Both did give it. Mm-hmm.
Everybody got some and gave some ground. We were talking off air, and you said, they got each other better. They were fair. They kept each other up.
They knew how to practice.
They knew how to practice. They practiced fast.
Yeah. One thing I got to give hats off to Vrabel. That's these little touches that coaches do. He did red zone first, full pads. Mm-hmm. Smart, because guess what? Nobody wants to give up a touchdown, and everybody wants to score touchdowns. So they're going to go hard in short distances there where you're doing 20 in or not. So you're getting really good looks on both sides. I would really love the energy from both sides. And, some quarterbacks, receivers did well, and some DBs did well. So, man, I'm really liking what I am seeing out there, even from the backup quarterbacks. I saw Willis make a timing throw across the middle. I think it might have been D-Hop, but it could have been NWI. I think it was NWI. And I saw, Levis throw some dimes. I think did he throw the one that Burks one-handed at the Tannehill threw Tannehill
threw that.
It was at the other end of the field, and I was too busy trying to make sure I saw who caught it. I knew it was Chig or Burks, but Tannehill. But Levis showed some things too. He's still not as accurate as I want him to be, and sometimes it's just the easy throw, like the flare route or the dump down. I don't know what that is, but he looked smooth. But I mean, both guys looked really good as the backups. It's the best they looked so far. I mean, what did you think? You thought they looked pretty good? I thought the offensive line looked way better. Key wasn't just causing havoc. He was looking like he potentially could cause havoc. It was no dominating, man. He would have had 7 sacks. He might have had 1 sack. So pads on is a little bit different.
It is.
Going on shorts for those offensive linemen and defensive linemen. A little bit different.
Yeah, they just cracked this deal open and straight down to 7-on-7 in the red zone. And Will Levis came in. He's been working primarily, all the time as the third-string quarterback. 3 straight touchdown passes from Levis.
Yeah,
then a completed pass on number 4 to Odakoya, who's the tight end that was around last year, and kind of he threw it low, but he caught the ball and went on the ground. But he was 4 for 4. First 3 were touchdowns. The offense had a great showing in that first 7-on-7 period. Tannehill at D-Hop for a touchdown. Willis hit Jonathan Ward for a touchdown. Levis had those 3 straight. Then they go to team, like 11. So people like team 11-on-11. Yeah. So like all the big Jeffs come out there and all the Arden Keys come out there. And you could just, first day in pads, okay, all right, fun's over. They kind of file out from their huddle behind the goalpost down there. And the defense rebounded. So Fulton early on got a PBU in coverage.
Him and Button, they look good, man. At the corner, and McQuarrie, I like that unit as a starting 3, man, because everybody goes 3 wide. So, yeah, that looked good, man. If they just stay healthy, Fulton body looks different. He looks more muscular, and man.
Vrabel talked about him looking different yesterday.
Oh, yeah. He looked like he just came out of a bodybuilding contest. He don't look nothing like how he was looking before. Button is taller than I thought, too, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a long... Yeah, that's a good unit there. And then the 2 safeties naturally, Hooker and Byard with the group. Just watching Shire there move around a little bit. He's got some quick twitch to him at the linebacker. So, yeah, they definitely stepped it up, halfway through practice. And once they do team, it's kind of guys' juices get to going. And, man, I think did they shut them out in the second half? Or did they had to score at least one time?
In team, let's see.
So Fulton make a play. Well, was it
Fulton
out of bounds?
made a play.
Right? Mm-hmm.
They didn't get a touchdown in the first round of team periods. Yeah, not the first, not the 1s, not the 2s, not the 3s.
Yeah, because the new DB coach, Harris, oh, man, he was
Chris Harris.
Oh, he was going bonkers out there.
Yeah.
Boy, he was, oh, man, he's a whole bunch of energy out there, man. Ooh. Oh,
yeah.
Watch this. I was just sweating watching him. And he was pouring down sweating, man. I'm like, woo.
Like in team, second play, Tannehill goes back, takes his drop, pat, completely covered, nobody open. So he scrambled, but that was a sack. That play's over with. Dowell did catch a pass from Malik Willis. The first play, he threw a crosser to Colton Dowell, but had a ball that was tipped, incompleted, handed the ball off a couple times.
This is Tannehill?
No, this was Malik Willis.
Okay.
Threw a crosser to Colton Dowell, handed it off to 32, which is Tyjae Spears, didn't go anywhere. Had a ball that was tipped, incompleted, and then they kicked a field goal from there. Will Levis came out. This is the first look at team 11-on-11. Handoff to 36. I wrote blown up.
Oh, your man Chestnut.
He got blown up. Chestnut had a pretty good day, though. They did lower red zone team, and Chestnut got a ball, and the offensive line's credit, wasn't anybody there for about 4 or 5 yards. And so if you go to NFL practice, dudes aren't just necessarily coming trying to take some running back out. They're going to pop him up high like, hey, I'm here. But nobody got a pad on him until his momentum would have carried him into the end zone anyway.
That's not good for defense. They got that him up. I thought Haskins, not necessarily in any particular play, I thought he was moving a little quicker, just agility-wise. Before he was that downhill, one-cut move, he looked like he's different now a little bit.
There's a lot of competition in that room, man.
Well, I know.
For him, he probably looked around and thought, I can't just be that guy. I'm going to have to be a different guy.
Yeah,
I got to be shifty.
He looks like he's improved on his shiftiness.
Lower Red was a little bit more interesting. There was some back and forth. Offense had some real nice moments. Really, there were a couple plays of the day. I had written down 3. Traylon Burks got hit by Tannehill in the back corner of the end zone.
At the opposite end, he one-handed that.
And it was sort of like a jump, dive, a jive. Like he just like threw his giant body at the ball with one hand way out in front of him and pulled it in. And the offense went
I know
nuts.
everybody's talking about D-Hop, but, man, Burks looks pretty good out there.
Burks has had some real good moments.
Dude, I'm like, whoa, he's going to be a serious problem this year. I can't even imagine. I mean, he looks stronger. Man, he looks like he's a man-child out there. I'm be interested. That's why I keep saying, I know a lot of people going, D-Hop's one, and, but I keep saying 1A and 1B because I think it's going to alternate. I really do. That's how good he looks at this point in time because people are going to give D-Hop his respect. And so then that's going to lead to opportunities for Burks and whoever else, Chig and Phillips or whoever else is out there, so the NWI.
Yeah, first play of 7-on-7 was to Burks. And then the last play of the original 7-on-7, Tannehill hit D-Hop for a touchdown. They went to low red zone. Burks had that great play, the diving play. So my 3 plays of the day.
That was an incredible play, man.
And this is a huge human diving, catching the ball in one hand.
Incredible.
Sean Murphy-Bunting actually picked off Tannehill. Per Terry McCormick, I don't have him. Terry said that's the first time anybody's picked Tannehill during camp. So Sean Murphy-Bunting got him.
Oh, I missed that.
He got him. Sean Murphy-Bunting got him on the 3rd play of 7-on-7s, right at the goal line. He got him.
Oh, I must have been yapping my.
You were pressing the flash out there, man. I get it. You got
talking to Amy
your political campaign going.
No.
The other one that I loved, Trey Avery.
Yeah, I like his number too.
Oh, I know you like out there in 23.
Yeah, he changed. Yeah, he's still looking like solid as a rock. Consistency. That's what I love about Trey. Nothing spectacular, but consistency for a guy that's undrafted, man. He plays with this level of coolness and confidence that I like. He may not ever be a starter, but I know one thing. He can get it done in a temporary situation. Yeah, he's a solid player.
So Willis had Racing McMath running pretty deep in the end zone, like finishing his route, running
in the back of the line
towards the far left, like looking to his left, Willis. And maybe he should have thrown a little sooner. By the time he threw it, though, McMath was right on the out of bounds line. And McMath is huge catch radius,
huge,
way up in the air. Trey Avery hit him so hard that he knocked him the rest of the way through the end zone, and he landed like 2 feet out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. That was smart.
It's a smart play. Like, okay, he got it, but this dude's like 3.5 feet off the ground. All I got to do is use our momentum. Yeah, just carried him right on out of bounds. It was a great play.
Yeah, that's what you do against a guy that you know is a bigger, stronger, and more athletic than you. All right, well, you can't catch the ball in bounds, but you can catch it out of bounds. He used his Rutgers degree. That's what it was.
Well, it was a great play.
He's my form of NWI on defense, Trey Avery. That's kind of comparable. It's like, sometimes he can look like, he could be a starter. Then something like, nah, he's a backup, but good depth piece.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some depth spots to be won on this team in the secondary. I mean, a guy like Trey Avery, he's got a great chance to make this team.
Yeah, he's good.
Anybody who even knows how to line up at safety has a chance to make this team for depth.
Oh, I saw Molden there at safety. It looked like he was mostly safety.
Yeah.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yep. Too bad. All right. So that's my last day.
I don't even think they have a choice. There's no other people like, hey, man, hey, 24, come on over here with us.
No young guy, nothing?
There's a bunch of undrafted safeties. Like one of the
I left my sheet in the car.
I wrote this down. Matthew Jackson, who's a safety, 6'1", 209 from Eastern Kentucky. He had a real nice PBU today, Matthew Jackson.
Yeah,
but I had to look him up. 39. 39.
Yeah.
6'1",
No, he's
209.
got some potential.
Yep.
I think at worst case scenario, I think he's kind of a practice squad. He is definitely worth, paying attention to me.
I'll tell you who else I've noticed, and his nose has been in some stuff. Like, who's getting up out of
A corner or safety?
They just list him as a DB, but it seems like he's maybe being more safety. Is this guy Armani Marsh from Washington State? He's a rookie undrafted guy.
Yeah. What's his number?
25.
Yeah.
There's been several times where like a pile of people get up, and he's the guy on the bottom of the pile.
And I saw him out there playing the nickel.
Yep.
And I thought, oh.
Which I think that's what he did more because I looked him up. Was he a safety in
like
college?
A natural.
Yep.
A natural nickel guy. He's got quick feet. He's very comfortable there, close to the line of scrimmage. And most of those guys aren't. They're like, hey, man, it's a little too close to these big horses up here, man.
Yep.
So, yeah. He looked like that's it. Yeah, you may be on.
He looks real comfortable in there, Blaine. And we both know not everybody looks real comfortable in there.
No, that's why it's a really underrated. You're a man of multiple things at that slot. That's why I couldn't believe McCrary was doing so well playing outside and in and within a game, and sometimes he didn't even practice it probably very much, and going against that type of player, then study him and everything, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, and with Murphy Bunting and Fulton, who you talked about how good he looks, Vrabel has said the same thing. And I know we got to take a break, Jackson. We'll take a break. We'll do Ding Dong of the Week next. We continue to talk Titans as well. But McCreary he's the slot guy now.
Yeah. As long as everything stays the same.
Yep.
But as long as you learn that, it'll be easy going back outside. Now, the players you're going against may not be easier,
right?
But the position that slot is definitely tough.
All right. It's not tough to take a break when we're supposed to, so we'll take a break when we come back. It's time for Ding Dong. It is, because we're like 4 minutes late. Sorry to everybody. Ding Dong of the Week coming up next. You got a Ding Dong of the Week. People are dropping Ding Dongs. Tyler's got multiple ones in the chat here.
What?
I don't know if y'all been paying attention to what the Colts are doing, but there's a lot of Ding Dongery up in Indy. Let's get to all that next.
Ding Dongery. School's out, but Tennessee's summer season is definitely in session. If you haven't taken care of it yet, Cool Ray can keep you cool with a $69 AC tune-up. And maybe you've already noticed that the AC unit is not acting right. Well, they have trusted certified technicians on standby ready to find the fix so you don't break a sweat. This includes no service fee with any repair. And maybe things are past the point of repair for your AC unit. Well, Cool Ray has a solution for that too. Going on now, you can save up to $1,250 on brand new Tempstar home comfort systems. Plus, they boost a lifetime parts and labor warranty on new Tempstar home comfort systems, including $0 in repair costs for the life of your system. And you won't even break a sweat or the bank with that kind of built-in warranty. And don't forget, Cool Ray isn't just there for your HVAC needs. They're there to protect your entire home thanks to Cool Ray's electrical team, who can help you find the perfect whole home generator just in time for the stormy weather. So schedule your next visit online at coolray.com. No phone call, no wait, no worries. You pick the date and time that works for you. That's coolray.com. About to do the ding dong.
Ring a ding, ding dong, Blaine and Mickey. Time for a ding dong of the week, courtesy of our man Mark Spain. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. And start packing and just go get some boxes. Call Mark Spain. Don't be a ding dong. You got a ding dong, you want to jump in the ding dong of the week discussion, 615-737-1045 on ye old Mark Spain real estate hotline. That'll get you there. Tyler has already dropped a couple of ding dongs in the F&M Bank chat. He said 2 ding dongs of the week. Travis Kelce for starting 2 different fights in Chiefs training camp last week when he's supposed to be one of the veteran leaders.
What?
Said his second ding dong is Elon Musk for trying to completely rebrand Twitter.
Oh, yeah, mine turned to X yesterday,
Yeah,
Sunday.
we're all on X
They kept
now.
doing it every time, like in between, like they must have been in the process. Like only time it would go to X at first was when I clicked on it.
Yep, same.
And then finally it just was X. I was like, whoa. Hey man, so do we call it X tweets? Or,
I don't know,
We can't.
man.
Tweet is out. We just say X.
Because, like, our guests come on and, like, Jim Wyatt's on with us at J Wyatt Sports on Twitter. Now I feel weird saying that everybody's on X,
Yeah.
J Wyatt Sports on X.
'Cause that's something else.
Yeah, that is. That was a thing. Quit Jackson's
in
too
my ear
young.
about
He doesn't.
all that stuff,
he doesn't.
man. I don't know nothing about no X, man. It's telling me that in my ear, man.
I don't know, man. Is that still a thing? Like, people still hit the club and look at your man Jackson. Like, what are you? People hit the club and
Where's Reed at?
X, and I'm not talking about the Twitter kind of X.
Reed, man, gotta get you in there, man. Come on,
Just
man.
in there dancing.
Yeah, he in
whatnot.
there. He ever rolling on his back, man, doing spinning and everything.
Des Bryant threw up the X. That's
That's not the kind of X we're talking about
Who
here.
was the guy that threw up the X when I played the returner? Dante.
Dante Hall, the human
yeah.
joystick.
Yeah, he would throw up the X sign.
That rascal.
He was there and then he wasn't.
He was there and then he was. But he had, 7-8 year run, and there was 3 years where he was completely unstoppable.
He was unstoppable.
Yep.
I was like, don't kick it to him.
But once little dudes like him, once leg things start happening, then they're just a little target for big people to hit. Seriously.
No, you hit
Little
it on the
people,
head, though.
little people with
I was
quicks.
like, well,
That's
what
why I'm
happened?
always so intrigued by little people. Like, man, it'd be great to have a little person who's like, I'm here, but then I'm there.
Yeah.
But one tweak, like Achilles or knee or starts to have some ankle problems. That dude is nothing but just a tiny target for big people to knock
I
around.
feel bad for him. He getting waylaid, taking shots. But yeah, there was a lot of ding dongery going on. Well, we can get the ding dongery to Kenzie and Monty Rice there. I definitely give that ding dongery there. Well, really, Kenzie, I don't know if he really needed to block him, but I get you trying to send a message, but I'll be sending a message to a DB, not no linebacker. Where I came from, man, if he would have hit one of our linebackers like that, like Randall Godfrey, and Randall Godfrey said, "Are you okay?" He would have been like, "Oh, I don't want to do that again." See, that's it's a different era, man.
I never thought about the energy aspect of it, though. One day you and me were talking about people fighting in camp, and I'm like, oh, you were the hitman. You were like, I didn't find anybody in camp. I wasn't wasting energy on that. That's several plays worth of energy where you're swinging and jacking
when
around.
I was breaking up a huge melee like in training camp.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dang. I'm exhausted. And the next play, I was like, oh, I got to come out. I got to come out. That took a lot out of me to try to pull people off of people. So, nope. You'll never hear nothing about, no stories about me getting in no fight. Somebody had to do something really serious to me, like cut and block me or something. Nobody cut and blocking no training camp, not your own teammates anyway. So, yeah, that was there. But the real ding-dong here, and I'm sure everybody's talking about it, but I don't know what's true or not true with the Irsay and Jonathan Taylor stuff, and now saying his back is hurt, and I'm not getting along. We're not trading you, and now he's injured. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm gonna just give them both a ding dong for that. That was. I don't even know what's worse, that or Sean Payton throwing a coach under the bus and then try to backpedal up out of that thing and try to be. Like he didn't say it or really apologize, but didn't apologize. Both of them was just ding dong. But Irsay, man, his dude, man, you know what's so funny? He kept it real though. He was honest with him, and Taylor didn't like it. That's at the end of the day, he met with him and said, "We not giving you $16 million.
Mm-hmm.
So we not giving you no long term deal. If you don't like that, then oh well." That's facts. And he was like, nope, I don't like it. Now, I would have played that thing a whole way different. I was like, no, I wouldn't have told my agent. We could talk behind the scenes about a trade, but I gotta make sure I get to my next contract, whether it's here or somewhere else. So maybe we negotiate them not can franchise me next year because I'm gonna blow it up this year. We got a rookie quarterback. I know I'm gonna get the ball, so I'm about to put up some numbers. And he's still on his rookie contract. So does he get fined? He doesn't get fined, does he? I heard somebody say something else. No, people keep saying 40-50. When you're in your
the
rookie
current
contract,
CBA, yeah,
does he get fined?
it was written that you don't get fined.
Right, if you're in your rookie
contract.
Yeah, see, and I heard someone say 40-50, and I go 1,000 per, missed practice. I said, I don't think that pertains to rookie contract. Now, if you're a veteran or a franchise, I think that's like Saquon and all those people because it ended.
Yep.
No, I think Saquon would have got out of it too. Yeah, we can't hear you. But, yeah, so I don't know if he really gets fined or not.
I read the same thing, that if you're holding out on a rookie contract, that you don't get fined.
Yeah, your rookie contract is not over. It's probably something they can find, but it's not the 40,000-50,000 per practice.
But once you reach even the franchise tag level, that's technically a next contract. Even if you don't like it, it's your next contract for 1 year.
Right.
But
Saquon wasn't going to get fined.
But Saquon, like for some guys, they just didn't sign it. So they weren't under contract. So all they were up against was their time tolling. Just they would have to report to get their 6 games in so they get credit for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's all kinds of twists and turns to that.
Yeah,
but
that's totally different than when I was franchise tagged. They could fine you, but it was not no 40,000-50,000. It was like, I don't know, $200, $400, $500, a day or whatever. Then you recoup it back basically off of your sign-up bonus or whatever you get. So they changed all of that. They probably got tired of people holding out. But, man, this running back situation is going to be really interesting because you got to think Taylor is on that elite level and he's still young. I didn't realize he was only 24. When I heard that, I go, huh? I had to go look it up. I guess since he had so much success early, I don't know why I thought he was like at least 26, 7. Like, no, I said, oh, he still got, you give him a long-term deal, he's going to get at least half of that, 3-4 years of that.
So all this bubbles up this weekend. Colts considering placing Jonathan Taylor on the non-football injury list.
Oh, and by the way, let me say this real quick. The guy who replaced him, Moss, broke his arm today.
Yeah.
So he's out.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they at, but I don't wish no injuries on nobody, but I do wish the coach don't do well.
Well, he was already rehabbing from an ankle surgery, talking about Jonathan Taylor. Then Mike Chappell, who's a longtime Colts reporter, reported that he hurt his back working out in Arizona. This got reported by Mike Chappell yesterday. So he's in the final year of his rookie contract. He's supposed to make $4.3 million this season. He wants an extension. The team told Taylor and his agent, Malky Kawa, anyway, it will not be extending an offer until the end of the upcoming season. And so Taylor requested a trade. So then Jim Irsay and Taylor met for an hour on Sunday evening in Jim Irsay's bus that was parked next to the field. And apparently the report was the overriding message to Taylor was there's no trade getting made. Like, we're not trading you, and you're playing on this deal.
And so they put him on NFI.
They haven't yet. They're talking about it. But then last night, at like 10 o'clock, Jonathan Taylor tweeted that he's never had a back injury or said that he had one. And he was like, check your sources, talking to Mike Chappell, who was the guy who reported this.
Right, see? And there's where things have changed. See, just imagine if we didn't have social media.
Yep.
We would have never gotten to see a player respond to something he thought wasn't true about an article. And you know where Chappell got it. He had to get it from the Colts. I don't think he got it from the gym he worked out at, because if he's saying it's not true. So I can't wait to see who's telling the truth here.
Yeah.
I really want to know. Because if not, then they can't even put him on the NFI because the league is going to be like, he's not injured.
Right.
He said he wasn't injured.
So he just threw a monkey wrench in that.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would have done that. I would have well, maybe I can go to practice, but a standing practice, my back hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm not going to get paid, let me just play when I will get paid. I'm talking about regular season
when the game
games.
starts, yeah.
Mm-hmm. because ultimately the Colts have all the leverage here. He has absolutely nothing. That's why I say I would have played this totally different. Too late. Now, here's what I'm going to say. This is why you can get mad at me right now, Titans fans. This is why they traded A.J. Brown. This right here, this same scenario. They felt like if they didn't do it then, they were going to have to do it later once camp started, and it was going to be a problem. And he wasn't going to be there, and they didn't want to go through all of this. So they said, we're going to beat it to the punch. Forget it. We're not giving you, just like they said to Taylor, we're not giving you 16. We're not giving you 25, AJ. That's not happening. See? And that's why they did what they did, because they didn't want to go through this. And he's a star player. He got him. I mean, only thing he's got is leverage is because they got a rookie quarterback who now was out with, he had nostril surgery or something, because septum or whatever, which I don't know if he's just out a couple weeks or a couple days. I have no idea. But they don't have to lean on the running back, the offensive line, at least in the beginning. That's the only leverage he's got. But I don't think he give a crap about any of that. I seriously don't. Man, he's kind of a kooky guy, man. I mean, yeah. Like, have you ever heard an owner sit down in his van or in his office talking about, I'm not going to be public about it?
Right. And you guys have a meeting on his bus, just you and him, and then immediately the whole world knows what he said to you? Yeah. Like, he didn't come out and go, hey, it's going to be between us and keep it between us, or tell him and his agent.
Jerry Jones.
Hey, man, let's keep it. Jerry Jones would do whatever he wanted to. And Irsay does too, but that was just, you can't handle this any worse.
It looked bad. And Taylor's going to lose. Like, I don't think they're going to trade him unless somebody gives him a ransom.
Right.
I mean,
and then whoever trades for him, he wants 15 or 16 million from them.
Yeah, you got to give me contract and the value of whatever the Colts want.
So if you're the Colts, you're like, I don't know.
A first and a third.
People are like, no freaking way, dude.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll consider a 2. What do you mean a 2? A 1 and a 2?
Let's get Bill in Lebanon.
That's not happening.
In this ding-dong discussion. Hey, Bill, thanks for checking in.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you.
What's going on, Bill?
My ding-dong is for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, what happened?
He needs to shut his mouth.
Shut your
He
mouth.
went all Will Smith. Oh, you keep my coach's name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Did he get Mike McCarthy fired? Has he whined and complained
Yeah.
since LaFleur got to Green Bay? And now he's going to be, keep my coach's name out of your mouth. Shut up, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Hey, that was strong words there, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he went at Sean
really.
Payton.
Yeah, I thought he came really aggressive. I thought like, whoa, you could just be like, well, he can have his opinion, but we all know this is my coach, and we gonna see them in week 5 or whatever week.
That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. He kind of made it personal. And Peyton, he tried to backpedal out of that. He really tried to be soft-pedaling and be Mr. Nice Guy now. But he said what he said. I'm stunned he said that. Like, it's kind of a thing you don't talk about other coaches like that, especially that's still coaching. I mean, let alone that you play them. Even though those things could have all been true.
Mm-hmm.
There's a respect level. Hey, man, they had a lot of different things going on here, and a lot of things that I wouldn't have had going on here. So we'll see if we can do it better, because you just never know what could happen with your team if all of a sudden you finish 2-12. Those things will come back to bite you, because the reporter's going to be sitting there and say, well, what'd you do good this year? Because it doesn't look like you did too much better than Hackett. So you don't know. I mean, you could miss, players get injured, lose a whole bunch of close games. Yeah, man, you got to watch out. A lot of it's, where the ball bounces your way. Get some luck involved there. So, yeah, that was a tough one. I didn't like that he said that. And so then that became personal, and then Aaron Rodgers just tried to blast him. Hey, you got to give Aaron Rodgers this. I don't think this is part of his DNA, but he took that pay cut. I was stunned.
$35 million?
Yeah, that means he's going to be there for 2 years then. He's going to be there this year and next year, because he's got at least, yeah. So that shows you how much he wants to win, or think he has a better shot of getting to a Super Bowl and winning it if he's doing that, man. That was a stunner, considering who he is, because he's got this way about him, like he's an elitist. And so, guess what? Guys are watching that too now that play in the league. And guess what they do? Man, when I get him down, I'm going to just bury him into the turf. I don't care if we get a penalty. Just be ready. Dudes are pissed. I mean, I'm telling you what guys are saying in the defensive meeting room. This is what they would say. And then the coaches be like, well, when you hit him, just make sure he don't get up. Yeah.
Well,
I don't care if you drive him into that ground. If you get a penalty, you better make sure it was worth your while.
And
this is real talk. People think, oh, it's pros and ain't nobody MF and nobody. Shoot. Man, it is violent up in there in the meetings, man. It may not be like that now, but I'm sure there's still a little bit. You can't play defense without it. This is impossible.
Rogers is a skinny guy, too. He looks really skinny now. The older he gets, it's like, I'm not carrying any weight on this body. I got to be as.
He's taking the Tom Brady TB12 stuff. He's
no strawberries, no bread, no nothing.
His brain pliable.
I bet his brain's pretty pliable. Our break times aren't, though. So we got to take a break. We'll come back, continue this Titans discussion. You got a ding-dong of the week, 615-737-1045.
Got to give us their ding-dong.
045. We'll continue that as well as we continue to talk about the Titans' first day in pads of this 2023 training camp. Blade and Mickey, 1045, the power of the ding-dong of the week.
It's the power of the ding-dong.
Paul Burmeister is going to join us next. He's doing the Titans preseason games play-by-play. This dude, like Tour de France, Premier League, every
Olympics.
dream, Olympics,
Cycling.
water polo,
I mean, good Lord.
everything. So if you ever thought, well, if you're like me and you don't sleep, and Blaine's now not sleeping, I'm rubbing off on him, and you step and watch the Olympics or all these exotic sporting events tonight, it's a good chance he's doing it. But he's also the radio voice of Notre Dame, NFL Network guy. Anyway, real interesting dude. He's going to be hanging out with us in a 2 o'clock hour, so you won't.
Calling the Titans preseason games.
That his show is.
Charles Davis, right?
Charles Davis and Corey Curtis. They got a good squad.
Reporting, right? Mm-hmm.
Our guy, Action Jackson, producing the show today, he was like, hey, man, when we come back, I got a wild ding-dong of the week. And then you told us in the break, and this doesn't seem real. I think Buck tricked you. You said Buck sent this to you?
Buck did send this to
I
me.
don't know why
I think
you
this
would trust that.
this can't be a real
I have
account.
not looked into this, but
It is from betonline.ag. They tweet out a lot of different odds for a lot of different things.
AG.
I mean, I love Bet Online because they got good information. It's always a good resource. But I don't know about what you're about to tell us.
So I found this. Buck sent this to me. It is Will Brittany and Patrick Mahomes announced they are in an open relationship in 2023. Will they announce a pregnancy or will they split in 2023? All of these have odds for yes or no. That's got to be this is crazy. This is insane to have on a betting site.
Okay, I'm looking at this. This is on a sports betting site. This is their official X account, by the way. X is Twitter. I'm never going to – can we just – let's make a show decision. Let's just keep saying Twitter. Is that okay?
I'm in.
Is that cool with you guys? Because I just want to stop saying people are on X or when I was on X because people are going to just like turn in and think, man, are they not drug testing down there? But this is it. At betonline.ag, will Brittany and Patrick Mahomes confirm they are in an open polyamorous marriage in 2023? Deny plus 125, neither confirm nor deny plus 140, confirm plus 240. Will they announce a pregnancy in 2023? No, minus 200, yes, plus 150. Will they split? No, minus 300, yes, plus 200. And then, like, right under that, so it just gives you an idea what Justin Fields' 2023 regular season odds, like passing yards. That's what's underneath it. And then the tweet after it, Paul Goldschmidt's next team, if not the Cardinals. Well, that's great for a Cardinals fan to sit here and read this in real time. Surely they're not going to trade him. So sandwiched between Paul Goldschmidt, where he would go if he wasn't a Cardinal, and Justin Fields, TD pass total, is this nonsense about Patrick Mahomes and his wife.
Parlay's going to go crazy on that one.
And it's like a picture of them, like all dressed up somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, the quarterback opening for Netflix. It has to be what that's from.
No. Patrick Mahomes in? No.
Which no? No to pregnancy, no to splitting up, or no to opening this thing up to other possibilities?
No to all the above, man.
What is
all above. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Chad says in the F&M Bank chat, how? Who sets these odds? BetOnline.ag sets these odds. What is this?
It's a conspiracy. This has to be a conspiracy.
Watch this. This is what happens when you hang around Buck.
He didn't even do this, though. But this is the kind of thing that Buck and Lucas,
fantastic.
They'll do 10.
Oh, you hear him? He just is they playing again.
That's fantastic.
They will do a long segment on this tomorrow. You know they will.
Oh, my God.
Buck and Lucas, this is just a life-changing opportunity for them.
Oh, man.
I mean, we kind of steer around this stuff, but it's right here, again, between Justin Fields' regular season passing stats and will Paul Goldschmidt go to the Astros or somebody?
Oh, my. I mean, Patrick Mahomes in the quarterback thing talking about he can't wear a mohawk anymore because he's got kids. He said, I'm a father now. I need to look different.
I haven't watched it yet. I should
I've only
watch
watched 4 seasons, but that was a couple weeks ago. I stopped. But Kirk Cousins' wife is hilarious to me because they make fun of his gear, and she picks out all his gear. Every press conference, game, everything. Marcus Mariota was in there, too. Man, I wish I could get my wife to buy in and go over my laptop with me and go over my plays with me.
Oh, you told me the episode you watched.
Dang, man, honey, she got you beat. You didn't do nothing like this. Yeah, helping him learn the plays. I'm like, he didn't need to learn the play. He know the plays. Arthur Smith, they're the same plays.
Yeah.
They may call him something different though. Yeah, so it was that was hilarious.
Chad said, is there inside info for this? Tennessee Backroad says we are in the end days for sure.
I heard you laughing.
Taylor said, is this a which thing will happen first? Because I can imagine all three things are playing out before the end of the year. No, it looks like you can bet on each individual item, correct?
You trying to go serious.
You can make a parlay.
No, actually, I believe the way this is laid out here is right. Can you imagine some dude is like, hey, man, I feel really good about the Yankees tonight. Let's tie this polyamorous thing together with the Yankees and like Goldschmidt to the Astros. Somebody's gonna take their phone out and bet on.
Watch this. It better not be an NFL player. Shoot, man. He can't be betting on nothing, man.
What if Travis Kelce gets suspended because he bet on the polyamorous relationship?
Does this count as betting on the NFL?
Yeah. No betting, bro. Not at the facilities or nowhere else, man.
Oh, Lord.
But
And you know
it scared me up. Oh, man, 6 games, bro. That's a lot of cheddar.
there's people around them, though, who know, like, we're trying to have another baby. Like, his teammates know this stuff. Hey, man, we're thinking about bringing in a third wheel. His teammates know this stuff. So it's like, hey, man, we got to leave here right now and drive down to the Piggly Wiggly parking lot.
No, and he
So I
said,
can
stop
bet
that.
on-
He said, stop that. Stop that, Mickey.
Hey, man, I heard Pat saying they were going to spice things up in the bedroom.
No, you better not do that, man. Come on.
Hey, let's get in the car and drive down the road.
I'm not buying it.
Okay. Well, with this, now Paul Burmeister, who's a complete broadcast professional, is set to no, he's not in on it. He's set
I
to.
know he did not want to follow this up, man.
I think he used to do Chiefs games, though, in the preseason.
Oh, dude.
We'll ask him his thoughts on this and more next.
I'm talking about Andy reading
Blaine and Mickey, 104.5 The Zone. What's up, everybody? Hour number 2. It is Monday. We have our full pads on. I'm just kidding. We don't. But the Titans did today. Blaine has had his pads on twice today because he can't shake the two-a-days from back in the day.
Oh, man. You know what? It's so bad. This is when you know you're getting older. You sit out there and watch me go, dang, how was I doing this twice a day? I can barely stand here. Matter of fact, I got to go get in the shade. And you saw me standing in the shade. I'm like, man.
For once, we switched places.
It wasn't even like hot like today, like it was like Saturday.
I was in the sun and you were in the shade.
Yeah, I was, man. But my goal was not to sweat.
Oh, come on, man.
Once I went out there, I tried to wait till after the 101s. I was like, I want to see 707. But I wanted to, I did not want to sweat. I've already taken 2 showers today. The limit is 2. I'm like, dang it. Man, that was, jeez. Man, we had practice today at 5 a.m., man, at Independence, man.
Y'all beating the heat over there, though.
Yeah, they was beating the heat.
Assistant Coach Blaine Bishop. Y'all get your money's worth, too, though. It's a lengthy practice most of the time, it seems like.
Yeah, they do. I get my volunteer worth.
Mm-hmm. You getting your hours in?
Yeah, I'm getting my hours in.
These young folks giving back to the community.
It's fun. It's hilarious, man, to get high school kids to do the same thing right every time. That's a challenge in itself right there.
Well, Mike Rabel's challenged to do that with 20-somethings and 30-somethings. And it's funny because today was interesting. Yeah. We started the show and you said you like this aspect. You know, they come out of stretch and they do this one period of special team stuff and we can't video it.
They got fired up for that, too. It was like punt. It was punt. You had to block. I mean, defenders, and they were getting at it.
You know, at one point I looked over there, and this dude has got long odds because he's always going to have long odds. You know who I saw just sticking his nose in? It was Julius Chestnut.
Oh, I couldn't see. Sometime I couldn't see numbers from the.
I saw 36 just powering at somebody, just power like a Mack truck running down the field. And that's how a guy like that makes your team.
It wasn't too many white jerseys over there.
Yeah, he was in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah, because he's trying to say, I got my spot.
Right.
Yep.
Because he knows, like, okay,
they're running back.
Tajay Spears and King. So here's what. I'm going to have to go do this. This is going to be my job on the team. And then maybe I get 2 carries every 4 games.
This roster.
Yep. And he's a physical guy. He later had a touchdown run in Team Drill's lower red zone. And even though they're not tackling to the ground, his momentum was so great. By the time he got thudded, he thudded everybody on the way into the end zone.
Oh, I'd be up there, hey, coach, I can play tailback, but I also can do fullback, H-back.
Yeah.
Well, broadening my horizons here, man. You can block? Yeah, watch me do this crack block. Who you want me to go get, Jeff? Mm-hmm. No, you go pick the biggest dude, and they know who's a dude, and you go, I got him. Hey, you may fail, but guess what? Everybody else did too. Yeah, you go pick the biggest and baddest. Hey, well, I was out there right now, man.
Like in the prison yard?
Yeah. Well, except on the
just go right at the biggest, baddest dude in the yard.
And then guess what? You take him down. Everybody else is like, I got to stay in line.
Then you're running the yard.
Yeah, I'm running the yard. Yeah. So
that's what I've heard. I've never done any time.
Yeah, I know you've been doing some time.
100%.
Do one-on-ones, you say, I'm going against D-Hop. Mm-hmm. See? Yeah. Well, there you go. Got to go pick the baddest dude. Once you do that, then if I'm a free agent, but basically like a walk-on, oh, no, I'm going against D-Hop. What? He got to go against Byard or, Bolt. No.
No.
He get him next time. I got him. I got him this time. I got to see what I got. Want to see what I got against a Hall of Famer. Yep, right here, right now. Guess what? If I do well, eyeballs get real big up there in the scouting department. Mm-hmm. Guess what? If I do bad, they go, we expected. See, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
What I got to lose? I'm going to sit on all kind of routes. Yeah, man. That was my thought process. You got a little insight there. Like, what I got to do? I'm coming from Ball State. People don't even know where Ball State was here in Texas. Now in Tennessee. What? Where that at? Ohio?
I didn't know where it was, so I saw a profile once on Burning Parmalee.
Oh, well, that was years ago. But yeah. So that's me right there. What do I have to lose? Nothing. Yeah, you think I'm not gonna make it? So why not I go bust somebody's chops? As a matter of fact, let's pick the best one. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened after I got buried the first time. That is exactly what happened. I got up with tears in my eyes and used some explicatives that said, line that, back up.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go.
And that's when the hitman has arisen.
Oh, he was born that day,
Yeah,
some might say.
I was like, I can't go back. Yeah. And I said, I'm getting one of you suckers. If not both of y'all. Yeah. That was that gunner jammer. That's what they was doing, special team.
That's
I was
it.
out there wide running gunner jammer. They do 2 people. I was getting smashed. Then finally they smashed me and they buried me. I was like, oh, I've never been buried before in my life. Lined up. Blip, blip, blip. Up. The coach is looking at me like, who is that dude?
Oh, give me another one.
Yep. I said, uh-huh. And guess what? I had no plan. I'm a plan guy.
Oh.
Yep. 2 dudes. I have no plan.
Was it the same 2 dudes? You come back. Both of you come back.
Yep. Dishman. Yep. I said,
Dish was out there?
I told you I go after the best. The biggest and the best. And Steve Jackson.
Oh, Stevie J.
So I go, well, Dish is the all pro bowl. I'm going after him. If I get blocked this time, I know who not going to block me. Him.
Right.
And I ran right at him. You talking about get off. I felt like Washburn was right behind me.
Did you put like your head right in his number?
I tried to run through him like a locomotive.
Okay.
And guess what he did? Whoop. Move. Oh, I'm running right down the field. Mm-hmm.
Stevie J chasing after you like, come on, Dish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was mad yelling at this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what you got to do. And then guess what? All of a sudden now I got all kind of respect from that day. Not knowing it. I was just mad because I'm not getting buried. That ain't a part of the DNA over here, man. just getting buried on my back. Oh, that never ever happened again. Nah. I had too much pride. Too much pride. Most guys now you get buried like, oh, good job, man. You got me. And they tap each other. No, ain't no tappy. No tappy happy. I am not happy. I got buried. I'm going to tap you up. No. Pat you on the butt. Man, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm going to be like, well, we're going to go again. Yeah, let me gather myself. But I'm going to get you, bro. Yeah, boy, it turned into a serious nightmare. And I'll be thinking about that at night. I got buried.
In your dorm room?
Man, they dudes was cruel back then. They be laughing right in your face. Then talk about you in the meeting.
Well,
they go watch the film and laugh at you. Oh, look at you. Ball State, I told you he was sorry. What? Well, okay. I'm not even going to sleep tonight. I'm watching film.
Was this a full day in between?
Yeah, this is training camp. Oh,
so they got you one day, then you had to wait
the whole no day. It was another practice.
Okay. But you watch film in between, so the whole room saw that you got, so you're like, never again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they saw me.
Okay.
They start laughing.
Oh.
And I'm in the back looking like about as big as an ant. That's how I felt. Like, dang, boy, that looks horrendous. Lord, oh, man, no. You see then they try to, boom, boom, give you that little extra. I'm only one giving out extras. Extra, read all about it. Oh, I was lit. From that day on, it was never no more. They like, oh, I don't think y'all need to be messing with him. Hey, Blame, carry my pass. Nope.
Oh, like you checked out all that business.
Nope. Watch this. We enemies. Yeah. I act like I didn't even hear him. Carry my pad. Nope. You already cut my hair too, and I got 3 different mohawks on my head. I'm pissed.
Hey, man, bring us a box of donuts,
And it
Rook.
took the whole season for my hair to grow back right, too. Boy, I'm mad.
Did you have to get him a box of donuts, or did you say no to that, too?
No. I didn't have to buy him that because I told him I had no money. So I wasn't even lying. I had no money. I mean, watch this. I'm about to really get y'all. Hey, Jackson, the youngsters, guess what my signing bonus was? I was drafted now. I was a drafted player, 214. What was Dow? 250? What was Dow?
Need our cracked research team on
Look
that.
at what his signing bonus was. What did you think my signing bonus?
12,000
12,000?
for you.
214? Okay. 12,000. What you got, Ree? What do you got?
15?
Nope. Y'all too low. 20,000. After taxes, 11. This year, I remember that. I was like, this is not no money. I was like, I don't have any money. Y'all don't know. So I didn't even buy a car my rookie year. I rode one of B-Hop's, not D-Hop, B-Hop.
Colton
B-Hop,
was 228.
he was 228.
228.
What was inside the bonus? It wasn't no 20,000. Yeah, man. I didn't have no money. So here's what they did. These dudes were slick now because they was all into that, hazing and all that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Blaine, we're going to go out to eat, and you got to pull out your credit card, and you got to pay for all the DBs, and when we go out to eat. I said, hey, man, I said, seriously now, I don't have enough money, man. I cannot be paying for everybody. That's going to take all my money. It's like in training camp, there's like 30 dudes.
Right.
I said, nah. I said, hey, we're going to have to work out a deal. I'll pay for the starters. I'm not going to try to be a rebel here, but that's all I got. I cannot. Nope. So guess what? I said, I'm not doing that either. So they worked out a deal for me. He said, 5,000 is the limit. I said, okay, I'll do that. Take it to the limit. I said, where we going? He said, we're not going out to eat. We're going to party to the target. I said, what? Where are y'all going? I don't know. Some strip club down there in San Antonio.
$5K.
Yep.
Right off the top.
Yep.
Half of what you had.
And guess what? They was all in there laughing, clapping, and clackling and drinking. I'm crying. I'm in there crying. I don't got no more money. If I get cut, I'm screwed. I got nothing. I lost my insurance job now.
Oh, man. You're just down. Oh, man.
I was like, I don't have a job. I'm going to get cut, and I have no money. This is the lowest you can get. And they over there chick-clackling. They all having a good time. I left. Yeah, I left.
And you didn't even have a car to get home.
Oh, no. I walked. I walked. I said, I can't be doing this. Yeah, I already made the team. I didn't make this team.
A downtrodden hitman just
it was.
solemnly leaving a strip club
Guess
in
what that was?
San Antonio.
It got me right. I said, y'all go ahead. Yep. I didn't have a sip of nothing.
Did you walk past the Alamo that night and say, I'm about to win my battle?
Yeah, I went to River Walk.
Yeah. Did a bird poop on you?
No.
They pooped there.
I sat there with the birds. Yeah, right there on the River Walk. Right there with my feet in the water. Yeah. I had to make some serious decisions right now.
You were like, I'm about to hurt some people.
I'm about to sell my soul. That's what I said to myself.
At that time,
Yeah, that wasn't a good conversation.
man with some hoofs showed up. All right, Paul Burmeister supposed to show up with us next. We'll get into a bunch of stuff with him. Great broadcaster for a variety of different things on NBC. He will also be doing the Titans preseason games on TV. Let's get his impressions on what he's seen with the two-tone blue next on Blade and Mickey.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
For many of you who have lived here a long time, you already know Eurofix has been the Middle Tennessee area for your European car repair needs now for 24 years. And we've all gotten to watch them grow. And I don't know about you, but I love watching a hometown business take off. Well, we're now proud to announce the 5th location in Mount Juliet for Eurofix on Mount Juliet Road, right across the street from Dairy Queen. And Eurofix can serve you in Franklin, Hundred Oaks, Murfreesboro, Belmead, and now Mount Juliet. Pretty cool getting to watch a small-town mechanic starting in the barn in his backyard of a single-wide trailer and now grow to 5 locations repairing thousands of cars each month. And at Eurofix, you get a 3-year nationwide warranty and a free loaner car with every repair appointment. And all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right, 844-EUROFIX, or you can just visit them online at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com. But I was telling Blaine,
It's not the night. Our bodies aren't weak, but we are riding like the wind through this Monday afternoon here, Blaine and Mickey. 104.5 The Zone. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's oppressively hot outside. So, of course, the Titans put on pads for the first time today. And one of the guys who was in attendance to see it, none other than the new preseason TV voice of these Tennessee Titans, Paul Burmeister. Yeah. Fantastic to have you on the show.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Nice of you guys to have me.
Yeah, we saw you out there clotheslining people and everything. I was wondering who you were.
I was trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
People are like, wait a second, Paul Burmeister.
Yeah, he has turkey on shirt on right now. He's teasing us.
People are like, wait a second, I was up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. This guy's doing water polo. Then, recently I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's the Tour de France guy. You're like the everything guy.
Well, I mean, at NBC, I went there, Mickey, after 10 years at NFL Network, and I went to host a daily football show. Mm-hmm. And the show kind of turned into something else, and I ended up with not a lot of football in my life. And at NBC, there are a lot of different sports that are not your traditional stick and ball sports that we have there. So did water polo, did ski jumping. Hey, can you do the Tour de France? And just kind of one thing kind of led to another. And all these sports I did not grow up with and I still don't feel super comfortable with, which I think helps me prepare for them. Now they're all things that I do. And it's nothing that I really saw coming when I went there 9 years ago.
I just have to ask you because, we all kind of grow up and we have dreams, and it's like, for you guys, you're both great football players, so you're like, I'm going to play football, and then, then I'll have this broadcast thing. For me, I'm a musician, but I also broadcast. How does a guy grow up in Iowa, play quarterback at Iowa, and get from there to water polo at the Olympics? What's the thing like in between?
So I was in local TV for 6 years.
Okay.
So you turn on the local sports, the 10 o'clock sportscast, I would do that.
You were that guy. I was that guy once. Yeah, I remember that guy.
We were all three that
guy. All three teams. So, Blaine had the TV detour too.
Overachievers there.
Yeah.
So I was basically like a glorified intern at the ABC in Eastern Iowa for 3 years. And then I got the number 2 job at the NBC, where I really got to be on the air a lot, and I really wasn't that good, but I wanted to be good, and I put together a decent tape, and I got hired at NFL Network pretty much not right when they came on the air in 2003, but early in 2004 I got hired there after 6 years in local TV. And guys, I mean it when I say it. I wasn't that good in local TV for a long time, but I really, really worked at it and wanted to be decent at it. And I think really digging deep and trying to be okay at that helped me get that break at the next level. So that's how I got to the national level. Is I tried to be good at it in local TV for quite a while.
Man, Paul Burmeister hanging out with us. And yes, he's the voice of everything that you are thinking that he is.
Yeah, well, in sports, that is for sure Notre Dame. But kind of take us through a little bit of your journey, because you were on TV, and that's so different, because I transitioned nowhere near to your level from radio to TV, and then you do it kind of simultaneously at different times. So do you have to recheck your mental to make sure that you understand that, okay, I got a checklist of these things and I'm doing radio? How does that process work?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point, Blaine. I think you're making reference to the fact that I do the Notre Dame football games on the radio. And right. I'd always been a TV guy, and I'd never done anything on the radio. And I actually got that job before I had done a single game on the radio. And so, the interview process went well, and I got a couple breaks, and all of a sudden I have the job, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm very comfortable with football. I'm comfortable with my voice on the air, but I've never done radio, and I know it's going to be a whole lot different than what I'm used to on TV. So there were some guys in the business that I know had toggled back and forth between radio and TV and still do it. Kevin Harlan, Ian Eagle, Mike Tirico, and some guys that Mike is a colleague at NBC, so he was super helpful. But I got in touch with the other guys, and I cannot explain to you how helpful they all were. And all I had to say was, hey, I'm kind of a TV broadcaster, and I've got this really great radio job, and I need some pointers on when you transition from calling an NFL game on Sunday to calling an NFL game on the radio on Monday night, what do you keep in mind? I've got so many pages of notes from these guys and how they helped about things to keep in mind when you're on the radio as opposed to TV. And basically, to boil it down to one thing, you have to talk so much more on radio. On TV, the pictures are the star, the producer's the star, the replays, the producer, and then me. Or on the radio, if you're play-by-play on the radio, you're doing 80% of the talking. And that was different for me to learn that. So it's a great point to bring up, and one that I had to think about a lot, and some real pros helped me at the beginning to give me some things to consider as I tried to be good at it.
Well, you talk a lot about your preparation. Is that kind of how you got past, let's say, your nervousness of doing your first time, radio, or did you have those nervousness just through preparation? Being a former quarterback at Iowa, I mean, did that help you too through this process, or did you always know you wanted to be a broadcaster in some form or fashion? Did you study it in college?
I didn't. I never had a class in college. I wish I knew that this is what I wanted to do, because, I mean, I see kids who come out of college now and they're so much more prepared. Yeah. I didn't have my first full-time job in this business till I was in my late 20s and never had a single class. So I'm kind of self-taught. I pay attention to all the people that I know are better than me. I watch what they do and how they do it and kind of take notes on what's working for them and apply it to what I do. But as for your question about nervous, I get nervous every single time. I'm nervous before every damn broadcast that I do, and I will be before the Titans broadcast. And I think that helps me. It just reminds me that
is that kind of like being that athlete where you're always nervous right before the game, and then as soon as it kicks off, you start off, boom, I'm ready to go.
I remember.
But you're prepared, though.
Exactly. And the preparation gets me past my nerves because I always over-prepare, and I learned that from guys, again, who are better than me. You've got to be prepared every single time. But when I have those nerves before the game, no matter what the game is, my preparation will get me to the point where, like, okay, these nerves are just because you want to do well. You know it's a big deal. You know people are watching and listening. You know you're prepared, though, as well. And I remember the most relieving feeling playing football, Blaine, when that opening kickoff was in the air. It's like all those nerves go away because
it's crazy.
You can finally just go out and play. And broadcasting is kind of the same way.
Yeah, mine was always when I got that first hit.
Right?
Yeah, then it's
then you feel
okay,
normal.
Let's go. Now, let's talk about this. Me and Mickey been on there for a long time and working at different times, but you and Charles worked together before? Because chemistry is always key, too. Very important, underrated. Have y'all worked together? Kind of take us through this history, how it came about that you're doing Titans Radio.
Yeah, Charles and I. So the first time I worked with Charles Davis was in 2006.
Oh.
So Chuck D and I have been together for a long, back when the NFL Network was kind of dabbling for about 2 or 3 seasons. We had a college football presence during the week with a show, and we had a weekend show. And Charles and I were involved with that from the start. So Charles and I threw to him. I teed him up at a game he was calling at Washington State in the fall of 2006. And that was the first time I ever talked to him. And I remember having like an easy 5-minute conversation on the air with this dude that I'd never met before. And now, 17 years later, if my math is correct, he's one of the guys I've probably worked with the most in this business. Not just one of my closest friends in broadcasting, but one of my closest friends just in real life. So I feel doubly lucky to have the job and to be working with somebody that is that close of a friend.
Hanging out with Paul Burmeister, NBC Sports here on Blaine and Mickey. He's doing the Titans preseason game, so let's ask you this. You were out at practice today, sweating to the oldies with the rest of us. As you take on this task, there are some great storylines. What happens with the offensive line and, some depth issues. And, you have a unicorn running back, but running backs aren't getting paid. He's in the last year of his deal. As you take what's the 30,000-foot view or whatever amount of footage you put on that statement, what are the things you're looking the most at?
I think we are super lucky to have 3 games where, okay, so the offensive line is a story. All of us who know the Titans and care about the Titans doing well in the fall and the winter, we're thinking about the offensive line. But on television, what plays really well? Well, maybe there's a storyline or two at quarterback. Okay, Malik Willis, Will Levis. That is perfect for the month of August. Those guys are going to be playing. There's a lot of interest in those two. I can't wait to see them. I know Titans fans can't wait. So no matter what they do, no matter who plays better in Chicago or in Minneapolis, that's a big-time story. So we have that handed to us. Can't wait to see Tajay Spears as a receiver, as a running back. How are they going to work him in with Derrick Henry? That's another fun one. And all the pass catchers, I don't want to say all, most of the pass catchers on this team are in their first or second year. So there's an element of new, hey, I want to see this guy. Can Colton Dowell really play? I heard he was pretty good at Tennessee Martin. Can he play in the league? We get to see it for these 3 games. Is Traylon Burks really better than he was last year? Well, let's find out. So for everybody who watches the ball, which is what, hey, let's be honest, what most of us do when we're watching on TV, there's a storyline every single one of those spots with the Titans. So I think we should feel pretty lucky that we get to broadcast it.
So a lot of Titans fans are like, okay, I'm ready to be hurt again by an aging veteran wide receiver. Just let me just hurt me again. What do you think? You're not here every day like the rest of us. your view of DeAndre Hopkins. What does he bring to the Titans at this point in his career?
Yeah, I think it's easy to connect those dots, and it's just natural to look back and say, okay, the Titans have had some really big names at receiver come in on the backside of their career, and it didn't work out as well as people wanted it to. I think there is a lot left with DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, you can say what you want about what happened in the rearview mirror with some of the other receivers. DeAndre Hopkins can still play. Is he one of the best 3 or 4 receivers in the league anymore? I don't know. Maybe top 10. I mean, I think about how much this team needed that kind of presence at wide receiver. I call USFL games for NBC in the spring, and I had Colt McCoy as my analyst twice this year. Colt was brand new at it. We had a great time together, but, he just lost DeAndre Hopkins there in Arizona. And, I don't want to say too many things, to break his trust, but in conversations with him, bolstered my feeling that DeAndre Hopkins can still play, that he has a lot of respect in this league from people who were just playing with him. And I think Titans fans and coaches are going to be, I don't think they'll be surprised because they expect a lot of him, but I think it's going to be a lot more good production than it is disappointment like they've seen in this situation before.
Hanging out with Paul Burmeister. He is at Paul W. Burmeister on X or Twitter. As a show, we've made a decision to call it Twitter. NBC Sports, Notre Dame Radio, Titans preseason games.
We have to ask Paul, are you going to call it X or are you going to call it Twitter? Are we tweeting or are we Xing?
I saw the app on my phone that said X, and I was like,
"What did I sign up for?"
I have teenage sons, and they had my phone. I'm like, what did they put on my phone this time? And I had to remember that it's actually the old Twitter. So I got to get used to calling it X.
Yeah, you should say that to Vrabel. So what did you see at practice? Watching Vrabel, what did you see that maybe is a little different than what you've seen from other coaches, or just watching them? What did you observe?
Yeah, I like watching Mike because, first of all, he's a fellow Big Ten guy, and it's nice to see the Big Ten guys out there doing what he's doing. But he's not one of these walk-around coaches. Some coaches just kind of walk around and observe, and hey, a lot of guys win that way. Mike is literally a hands-on guy with every position. I saw him. They started out with special teams today, and after they blow the horn and the guys are running to the next thing, he is literally showing Tajay Spears some kind of technique about shedding somebody and getting rid of him for like 30 seconds. So he's hands-on with the running back. He goes down to the receivers. He's talking to those guys. He'll get in with a defensive lineman where it's very much like home to him. But he's not just a guy who walks around with all that power, and he's not just a guy who goes to where he played on the defensive front. You might see him with the quarterbacks. You might see him with the running backs. So the effort he makes to not only coach the other positions that aren't his natural position, and he doesn't have to because he's a head coach, and the way he tries to personally connect with all those guys, because he can't sit and meet with all 90 of the guys, but he can work his way around practice to the different groups and say, hey, I'm paying attention, and I like how you did this, or I want you to do this with your footwork. No matter how many games they win or lose, I was impressed with how he spends his time and energy at practice.
Well, we have a Monty Hooker who's an Iowa graduate, the safety there with Byard there. I guess kind of take us to do a little bragging on yourself. What was your favorite or best game that you felt like you played in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
Or was it in a Big Ten game or was it another game?
So I have, I guess, a non-Big Ten game. My first game my senior year was against a Gus Farrat Tulsa team.
I know
Gus.
Gus.
Yeah, he was throwing the ball all over the yard. I think we thought we were going to win just like 37-10 because it was game one. We were Iowa and they were Tulsa, and he threw it all over the place. And we had to go down and score in the last play and get a 2-point conversion and win. But definitely an Indiana connection here. My first start was at Indiana in 1992, my junior year against Trent Green.
Trent Green, yeah.
And thankfully, my defense played really well to make up for the very pedestrian quarterback play we got at that time. And actually, my best game was against Purdue. My senior year, put up some pretty good numbers and won pretty easily. That wasn't a great Purdue team, but it's a nice memory for me.
What was the favorite moment as far as bowl game? Did you guys get to a bowl?
So we played in the Rose Bowl my freshman year, so it was cool just to run out. I wasn't playing.
Okay,
we
that's
were.
cool.
It was great to be at the Rose Bowl.
Though, right?
So much fun.
Granddaddy of them all.
Oh man, I've never played in a big bowl game like that.
It was so cool to be out there. It was cool until the game started. We played Washington, and they had more good players than we did.
Oh, so you don't want to talk about that score? But y'all never played.
Was that the
bowl
national
game?
championship Washington team?
They had either won it the year before, the next year. It was Steve Emptman and Mark.
Yeah,
right.
Oh,
they were
round,
Joe
Colts.
Hobart. Oh my God, were they good? Yeah, number one pick of the Colts.
Yeah.
We still haven't blocked him 33 years later. He's still out there making plays in the backfield.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh man. So is there any quarterback that's in the league? That's why I want to do a humble brag, but that you kind of like, oh man, that could have been somewhat like how my career I thought could have been. Like,
Man.
or they have your traits or somewhat similar game.
So I was a free agent with the Vikings in '95, and I can draw two examples to there. So number one, Brad Johnson,
Sure,
was the
Brad.
guy I was supposed to beat out.
Trick shot, Brad Johnson.
And obviously didn't. And Brad went on to win a Super Bowl,
Oh,
played in the
with
league
Tampa Bay.
about 15 years. And he was a really good athlete and was super, super smart. And I think if I could go back and trace, why Brad made the team and I was there 6 months and got sent home, the intensity he brought to practice every single day, like he understood at training camp, I'm battling for my damn job every single minute. He had that attitude a little more than I did. And the starter was Warren Moon. I mean, definitely tied into
he
this.
left Blaine and went to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded him.
Yeah.
In Minnesota.
So,
Yeah.
I was in Minnesota with him.
Yeah, I played with him 1 year, and
There
they
you
traded
go.
him.
So
Yeah,
I remember
after
watching
that.
Warren, like the first day of minicamp, we were both there together. He threw a pass, and I was like, oh.
That's exactly how I was in practice.
Okay.
That thing
So
was whistling.
Maybe I'm not going to be a starter in this league.
I was like, whoa.
And it was so pretty. It was like,
tight spiral.
it was almost like they slowed down his motion into slow motion, but yet the ball came out with 1 million RPMs anyway. It was like I've never seen somebody do with the ball the way he did it.
Yeah.
It seemed so effortless, but yet it had velocity on it. It was pretty.
Oh man, who was your running back? Since that was the
So we had
big time running backs back in the mid '90s.
back in the '90s in Minnesota. There was Amp Lee was there.
Oh, Amp Lee. Okay,
the third down back, making
Robert
people
Smith
miss.
there, then?
Robert Smith was there as well.
Ohio
Thank
State.
you. It was Robert and Amp were the main two guys.
Yeah, I played against Robert there, and yeah,
Right?
that's what the Vikings. That's the noise.
Oh,
they play
yeah.
where you
Yeah,
got
back
the-
at the old Metrodome, it used to echo throughout that place. Yeah.
yeah, that was loud.
Well, Paul, we wish you the best. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Again, at Paul W. Burmeister. You can follow him there and get all the latest on the Tour de France or water polo or Premier League or whatever he's doing. It's all there. And also soon to be Titans content because he'll be doing the Titans pregames with the one and only Chuck D, Charles Davis, and the one and only Corey Curtis.
man.
Thank
I
you, sir,
wanted
for
to-
everything.
He needed to tell us
Yeah,
about
thanks for having
Tokyo.
me, guys.
Did you go over to Tokyo? Where'd you
So
go?
Tokyo was one that we did from the studio.
Oh, that's right. Cause
I can tell you about that sometime.
Oh,
yeah.
no, that game. They don't want to know.
I'm
about
the
that,
biggest
man.
Olympic person you'll ever meet. I watch every bit of everything, and when it's over, I'm like the kid with summer camp ending.
You're sad. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm heartbroken.
Right?
I love the Olympics. Love it. The stories about the goat herders and everybody, and
Pretty cool.
which ABC we got to go. I know this. Like ABC changed all that when they had the Olympics years ago. I know
Yeah.
that's the enemy, but they said people don't care about these people from other countries. Let's tell their stories.
Let's make them care about the person. Yeah.
And so now you care about, like, you know, all these
Right.
people. You care about them.
Yep.
So yeah, you get to do one of my dreams, man.
Yeah.
Paul Burmeister covering the Olympics.
Sometimes I dream.
That I am he.
That he is me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we got to
am
go.
him.
When we come back. Our top moments from
what I
Titans
said.
practice today. We'll share those as we wrap things up next. All right, I got a challenge for all you people when you get home today. I want you to open your garage door and try to put your car in the garage. Some of you are LOLing because you know that would never happen because it's full of stuff and you don't have anything to do with all the stuff. Well, I mean, you can always have a yard sale and get rid of it, but what about the stuff you really care about? How about calling Hello Garage and have them come over and give you a complete storage and a complete system on how to organize all your tools and your sporting goods and all your hunting supplies and all that duck hunting stuff, you know, that your family's tired of tripping over, or maybe those bicycles or whatever it is. The other thing Hello Garage can do besides these amazing storage solutions, they can also put down the coolest garage flooring and the most durable and the best product that you've ever seen. Maybe your garage is clean, but it doesn't look nice. Maybe it needs a total makeover wherever you are in the garage living space. If it's not what you want, Hello Garage can give you what you want. They can give you all of your dreams and turn it from the junk drawer of your house into the front door of your house. Call Michael today. Tell him I sent you 1-888-59-GARAGE or online at HelloGarage.com. Schedule a free estimate today with Hello Garage. 104.5 The Zone, finishing up this show on a Monday. We still got Paul Burmeister in the studio. All right, we'll tell him goodbye. Yeah. Swapping football stories.
Yeah. And lacrosse and his kids.
Oh, man, this guy does it all. It's fantastic talking to him. And then you guys got into this whole Indiana football thing and who came from where.
All the guys, man. You know, playing IU and all the Buck Rising's friends.
Man, this Indiana presence is big here between you and Buck. And Paul's an Iowa guy, but now doing the Notre Dame games. Yeah. So he's got all these Indiana connections to the state of Indiana. A big discussion in the F&M Bank chat about the day that Will Levis had. Football Fred said, I'm hearing he threw 5 TDs today. He threw 5 TDs today in practice.
Oh, did he?
Yep. Jimmy Wyatt said, in my opinion, Will Levis had his best practice as a Titan.
Oh, that means even OTAs is what he's talking about. I was going to say because they've only practiced like, 3
best
days?
Practice. Jimmy's charting all the throws. I guess I can chart him and go back.
Too now.
He's 23 of 30 is what he said that Levis is now in camp.
Yeah. 23 of 30. How many touchdowns?
He threw 5 today.
So, and how many interceptions? We got to add that now. I remember one day he had 3. That was at OTAs.
Yeah,
I was there that day. So he hadn't.
He has 1 interception in camp that I know of.
Only one? Okay.
Only one that I remember. He had 1 interception in camp.
I believe you and Jimbo.
I charted him at 6 of 7 on the day with 5 touchdowns is what, and I charted them too, but I didn't write down the final results. 6 of 7, 5 touchdowns. Said he held the ball too long on his 1 incompletion. The target drifted to the sideline and out of bounds. 7 on 7 in team periods in camp. He's now 23 of 30.
30 is not that bad.
No.
To be honest. Like if you were in a game
and
you play 23. You're right.
Is who he is.
And I still want to say I want to see a little more consistency out of him. And maybe it's because the 23 of the 30, there's probably 2 or 3 of those passes were short passes that to me I thought should have been completed. I think that's why I'm thinking that. But he has some really great traits there. He can run and mobile. He can make every throw. Just can he do it on a consistent basis? Typical of a rookie quarterback. Things are moving a lot faster. I think he needs to anticipate throws a little bit more or probably even more consistent than anything besides being a little more accurate on the shorter throws. But anticipate some throws, let it fly before the break of the receiver. Once he does that consistently, I think then the sky's the limit for him.
Sean Murphy-Bunting got Tannehill today in early red zone period.
INT,
got him right at the goal line, caught the ball. It was a top play today. Trey Avery had a real nice play where he pushed Racey McMath out of bounds as he caught a ball kind of drifting towards the sidelines. He really, because he's not the biggest guy, and Racey McMath is like the biggest guy.
Well, these are Mickey's top plays for practice.
And used his, okay, this dude's way up in the air. I'm going to let our momentum carry us both out of bounds. He just whacked him.
Dang,
great play.
I should have done that against Randy Moss.
Yeah.
I thought I could outjump him.
Bro.
What a dumb move.
So it couldn't get any feet down, so there was no touchdown there. But the play of the day by far was, not to take away from any of the cool things the defense did, Traylon Burks with a jumping, diving, one-handed catch from Tannehill and lower red zone. They kind of went to the opposite field on the opposite end, as far away from everything. So everybody's running down there to see this. But he made a great jumping, diving, one-handed catch. Burks continues to show up pretty much every day. Had a great one-on-one catch that the A to Z guys got the video where he laid out and caught it.
Diop caught a touchdown today too, right?
Diop caught 2.
Yeah. Okay.
From Tannehill. Caught 1 in a 7-on-7 and then 1 in that lower red zone drill. And it was one of those things where just ran right underneath the coverage. He zipped it in and, D-Hop got those big mitts and just corralled it, got right into the end zone.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret, though. This is how offenses are still the same. And it doesn't matter. Schemes and systems are somewhat similar. The bunny interception, I called the route when they were running it. Before the ball was snapped.
Oh.
I start having Rams flashback.
Oh, no.
Because that's one of their routes. Now, they did it out of multiple formations, but I saw it. I said, soon as number 3 disappears, I call 3, so that's the inside receiver. Number 2 then is going to angle like he's going on out, and then he's going to whip back in on a skinny post. Bunny was waiting for it. I said, that's a pick all day.
Oh, you like that, though, because that shows you he's paying attention.
Yeah. It's because it's more than just being a phenomenal athlete, you got to be able to use your brains out there too, at least football brains anyway. And he did. And I said, oh, they about to come back inside. And he jumped right inside. He knew it. And he got it. I was, I relish those moments because, DBs don't get too much glory. They always getting toasted.
You were in the shade, too. You couldn't even go congratulate him.
No, I wanted to. I wanted to stay cool.
Christian Fulton in 7-on-7 had a real nice coolraid.com. Christian Fulton had a real nice play in 7-on-7, like the first play, I guess, PBU. And Mike Vrabel talked about him yesterday. If Fulton is healthy and good, and Sean Murphy-Bunting is healthy and good, and McCreary, who has been healthy and good, those corners.
Yeah, they look really. That starting group there with Bunting there, they look really good, man. Christian Fulton, man, he looked like that picture I tweeted out about myself a while last week. He looked rocked up and still looks silky smooth out there.
He's smooth. Yeah, he
he
looked
put
good
on some
today.
muscle, like for real.
Well, for real. That's our sign-off music. We got to go. It was fun talking to you guys today. Day 2, I guess, in pads tomorrow. So we'll be out there. We'll be sweating to the oldies. We'll come back. We'll tell you the top things we saw tomorrow. But for now, today is over. We got to get.
So in the meantime.
In between time.
Peace.